Hello, everybody, and in today's episode, we're going to be finishing up the season, and hopefully, we're able to sign some of our uh, minor leaguers to deals, because that's a long process at the end of the season that you have to do, and then hopefully in the video after that, so episode 5, um, we will sign free agents. What I think we're going to do in the off season for signing free agents. I don't think we're gonna go after 99 overall Mookie Betts right away. But as we made the playoffs, so we're gonna be taking off the Cubs and the wild card. Let's see if we can win this. We lost, so season's over that quick. Only lost by 1. But let's go over season stats. Just see how we did. Looks like Hader got hurt. So season stats on the year. Lorenzo Cain had a tremendous year. He went up from 81 to 85. So he just had outstanding year. Uh, uh, so obviously those are the playoff stats. So only 1 game. But let's look at this. He played in 156 games, which is a career high for him. Had 566 at bats. He scored 104 times, so it's quite a bit. Had 167 hits, 31 doubles, 6 triples, which is tied for a career high, I believe. 32 home runs, which is insane. That's a career high by far. That's like, jeez, how did he do that? Because last year he only had 11. 90 RBIs, walked 81 times, struck out quite a bit, but when you hit that many home runs, I'm all fine with that. Not too many stolen bases. He only got caught stealing 8 times. He batted for a huge average. 381 OPS, 541 slugging, 922 on base plus slugging, which is by far the best year he's ever had. Only had 656 plate appearances, 5 sac flies, 3 sac hits. Only grounded into a double play 8 times this year. Got hit by a pitch once. Intentional walk 4 times. He had a total of 306 bases with a stolen base percentage of .704. 12 fielding assists, 239 putouts, 3 errors, .988 fielding percentage, and he played in 1,202 innings with a 7.54. Next, Brock Holt didn't have a great year, 15 home runs, which is best for him, I guess. So he did have a good year, with 285 batting average, 51 RBI. So that might be a career year for him. Next, Christian Yelich, a little bit of an off year, 33 home runs, 292 average. So yeah, definitely didn't do as good as he has done in previous years, but he still did good, and that's about where we want him. Keston Hiura, not a good year. 251 average. Had less home runs in 116 games than last year. 19 with less games. So not great from him. More RBIs though. And Jacob Nottingham, who really progressed. He's a 64. Did not do great. Hit for a decent average. No home runs though in 23 games. So that's a little bit concerning. Avisail Garcia, who went up 2 overalls. He had a pretty good year. I think that's the most home runs he's ever hit. Yep. Good average. Really good average. And he just had a good year. Keeps progressing for him. David Bodie got all the way up to 84. Stats-wise, he did really good. 24 home runs, 313 average in 135 games, 23 doubles and 3 triples. That's what we like to see. Justin Smoke, he's digressing a little bit. Only 14 home runs, but it is what it is. Royce Lewis, in his first year, 21 games, no home runs, 8 RBIs, 173 average. So I think we're going to start him off in the minor leagues next year. Ryan Braun, we brought him back next year, but this year only had 10 home runs, but we also didn't give him as many at-bats. 275 average, so pretty good for him. Omar Narvaez, he got hurt, so he only played in 151 games, but he had 27 home runs and a 265 average, which is really good. and that's what we wanted out of him. Orlando Arcia now hit for a little bit more, or that's not good. That's really bad, actually. Did not hit for average, not hit for power. That was just terrible batting year. Wow. Tyrone Taylor, 12 home runs, which is pretty good for someone that only had 84 appearances, and that wasn't primarily a power hitter with a 283 average, so that's what we like to see out of him. Jace Peterson, I don't think he was in the majors for that long, only 9 games. Had a home run and a 212 average. Let's go to the pitching staff. Brandon Woodruff had a great year. That's almost Cy Young caliber. 9-9 record in 33 games started. 167 innings pitched. He gave up 150 hits. 67 runs, 61 earned runs, and 22 home runs. So that's a little high. A lot of walks, but a lot of strikeouts, and a good ERA. Freddie Peralta had a 4.48, so we want to get that down a little bit, but that's what we expected from him. Remember, he was like a 77 to start the season. Now he's an 85, so that's what we like to see. Adrian Hauser got up to an 81. He had a okay year, but remember, he was like Freddie Peralta stats-wise, so that's what we expected. Eric Lauer, 3.52 ERA, so he improved, and that's good to see because we always want improvement. Josh Lindblom, I don't think we're bringing him back. He had a 4.25. It's give or take. Good year for Jacob Faria. Played 1 game under 100 games, 123 innings pitched, and a 2.85 ERA, and he's progressing in potential, it looks like, and overall. I'd like to see that out of him. Brent Suter, 110 games for him, 113 innings, 99 strikeouts, 2.09 ERA. That's pretty good. Ryan Hendricks, don't remember calling him up, and I don't think I did. I think it was a computer thing. So he played in 36 games, 37 innings, and 2.68 ERA, so you didn't disappoint. David Phelps now, 84 games, and that wasn't great. You can tell his career's coming up, and that was the last year that we had him. Josh Hader got hurt with shoulder inflammation, but he had a decent year. His ERA was a little high this year. Only gave up 4 home runs, though. Now, Alex Claudio had a good year, ERA-wise, better than those previous 2 years. 82 innings pitched, and yeah, that was a good year. Not much else to say. Corey Knebel now in 84 games played. He had a 3.60 ERA, which isn't too bad for someone that took a year off because he had surgery on his arm. Only got 5 home runs, and he didn't do too bad. It's like we wanted to improve, but it's not terrible yet. Budget-wise, we have bronze contract. Okay, so Kane, this is why I want to trade him, because right now he just had a great year, and it looks like we have $34 million in the bank, but we will not be spending all of it. I promise you that. Let's see what awards we had. National League postseason. No one there, no one there. Looks like none of our guys won an award, which is pretty disappointing. League leaders, well, that's just postseason, so it doesn't really matter. Top prospects, who do we have? It looks like Wander Franco got traded. Bobby Witt got traded. So we have Royce Lewis, who's number 14 prospect. Let's see if Bryce Turang made the top list, and looks like he did not. So we want that. Let's send him to the off season, and let's sign some contracts. So it looks like the Dodgers won the World Series against the Indians. Alright, here are the title players for us. Patrick Leonard, not sad or mad about that at all. Jonathan Lucroy, retired former Brewer. He had dislocated ankle. So, Eric Kratz, former Brewer. Nelson Cruz. So Albert Pujols, only a Hall of Famer. We just gotta re-sign Craig Counsell is who I'm gonna stay with, because in real life I feel like the Brewers would stay with him, unless he has a horrendous year this year. But we made the playoffs this year, so I'm going to keep him around if I can find him, and if he didn't retire. Found him. Craig Counsell, gonna offer him a $8.0 million deal over 3 years, and I think that's the only person that we need to replace. Exclusive free agents. I'm not gonna sign any of these guys back. I'm not gonna rebrand the team, and I'm not gonna do that yet because I want to sign Counsell, and he has accepted, so we are good. All right. Simulate one day. It's free agency, so as you can see, Mookie Betts, DJ LeMahieu, and Kirby Yates. I might make a little bit of an offer on Kirby Yates to boost that bullpen, but I haven't decided yet. And now we have to sign all of these guys right here. All of them, though, are minor league contracts, and it's a press of a button and it's done. For Royce Lewis, though, it's not, because he played a little bit of the year. So we're going to try to sign him for 3 years, $4 million. Still got the A potential, 70 overall. David Fritas, gonna offer him a 1-year deal worth $1 million. Make him a little happy. Bryce Terang, we're gonna want to sign. Okay, so we want to sign a minor league deal because he hasn't played in any major leagues yet. CJ Hinojosa, and most of the guys are just minor league contracts. Lucas Erceg, I want to see how he does in spring training, and it'll warrant if he's on the roster to start the year, because I feel like he will definitely get substantial playing time next year as a bench player, or just someone that's up and down from the majors, just to get him some at-bats. Aaron Wilkerson, will offer him a 1-year extension. Unless he wants 2, then we'll give him it. But Braden Webb, we want to bring back. Minor league deal again. Aaron Ashby, he got hurt. Looks like his potential stayed at C, though he was a B, so that's not good. Still could be something, as he's a righty. He's 22, he's 67 overall, so it's not bad. He'd probably make a major league appearance in the near future. Jake Gatewood, Dylan File. Alexander Palma, who's a right fielder. He's a speedster, but that's about it. He can't really hit. He's decent in the field, but I don't know if he'll make it to the majors. Cooper Hummel, same deal with him, except he's more of a power hitter. Alec Bettinger, he could possibly make it to the major leagues. Devin Hairston. Same with Bowden Francis as Alec Bettinger. I think he could potentially make a major league debut near in the future, not as an everyday starter, but as a regular player. Clayton Andrews, not really much about him. Antoine Kelly, I'm really high on because he's a B potential. He's a lefty, and he's only 21 years old, and he throws really hard. So he's like a Josh Hader, but has more stamina and is going to be a starter for us, and I believe he'll be playing in the majors in the near future. His overall is going up, so that's always good for us. Tristan Lutz used to be a high prospect, now he's flattened out a little bit. Feliciano, he was a B potential, now he's down to a C, so that's not good. Joe Gray, he's a B potential center fielder, but we are pretty locked down on center fielders and outfielders for that matter. And now we have Eduardo Garcia, who's another shortstop. So Eric Yardley, he played for San Diego last year. Just gonna keep signing these guys. Actually, I'm gonna offer him a little bit more because he won't accept this. Alexander Alvarez, he's a D potential, but we need him to sign for depth reasons. Isabel. Only a few more to go. Not much here though. We'll just sign these guys or offer them, and then it's just up to them if they sign. So we want to add Lucas Erceg, Keon Broxton to the 40-man roster. Otherwise, they could get lost in the Rule 5 draft, which would mean they're off our team. So add him, and like it sounds, the 40-man roster, you're allowed to have 40 people on, and those are usually the ones that go to spring training. Alright, we had a full 40-man roster, so we're going to take someone off that. Angel Perdomo. I would take off JP Fireisen. He is from Wisconsin, so that might not be a good idea because that boosts his morale. So that means he plays better, and he's a C potential where Angel Perdomo is a D potential. So I'm going to remove him, and I'm going to add Keon Broxton, who was on the Brewers for 3 years. Then played for Seattle and a mix of teams in between. Then I think it was the Mets and the Orioles, but now we have acquired him back, and now he's on the 40-man roster for us. There was a prospect under here. Who is Merrill Gordon? I think we drafted him. I believe we drafted him. B potential Broderick Prince. There's our guy. He's a lefty, so him and Anton Kelly hopefully can be something later down on the line, along with Ethan Small, who's also a lefty, who is 68, who could possibly make a start this year as a September call-up. He was our first-round pick in 2019, so he has had 1 full year in the minor leagues. So once we're going to offer salary, possibly, I think we're going to offer to Keon Broxton, make this $3 million, and then that hearing will get assigned to him later. I'm not going to sign Jace Peterson, actually. I'm not going to sign any of these guys because we don't need them. A tender contract I just haven't accepted yet. So one person I'm looking at, I don't want to spend that much money. And the bottom right, you can actually see what their contract is and how long it is and how much money and what team's offering them. So I don't really want to spend that much money. Maybe offer him 1-year deal worth $10 million or 2-year deal possibly. I don't like that. 2-year deal. See how he likes it. So he likes it better than that previous offer. So I'm okay giving up $10 million for someone who was close to having reliever of the year in 2019. Had an okay year in 2020, but I'm willing to give him that money. It's not too much, and I think that would be it. Maybe. So what are we bad at? If we're bad at first base and shortstop. So I'm gonna see who's a first baseman. Alright, I'm not gonna sign Anthony Rizzo. I mean, I don't want to be the guy that signs every 99 overall in the first year and then makes him better in the second year. I don't want to do that. I want to do something that's a little more realistic. Something that would be realistic for us if we go down a little bit. Maybe we bring Neil Walker back. Former Brewer, he played for us in, I believe, 2017 a little bit, and then he was traded away or something. But someone like him would be totally unrealistic. Even someone like Edwin Encarnacion, he doesn't want too much nowadays. He still can hit for a little bit of power, and the Brewers like their power hitting first baseman, as we've seen in Eric Thames, Chris Carter, and now Justin Smoke. even Prince Fielder. So now bringing on Edwin Encarnacion wouldn't be the worst thing, only on a 1-year deal, of course, because he is 38, and this could possibly be his last year. But when he was 37 last year, he hit 33 home runs, so hopefully he can do something like that for us. Ryan Zimmerman, I don't think we'll make a push towards him. Only 4 home runs, so not looking at him. Another position we needed, shortstop, but we do have Orlando Arcia, so I don't think I'll be going for anyone that could beat him out, because we want him to get challenged, but we also want him to get his minutes. Someone like Addison Russell would not be terrible. He's a B potential, and I feel like a $3 million deal for 1 year would be fine, because he's a B potential. If he progresses, great. If he doesn't, it's only $3 million, and he'd be a good minor league player. He only played in 82 games in 2019, 9 home runs. 2016 was his best year by far with 21. And see what else. Andrew Romine, I think he was wasn't he also a catcher? No, he was literally any other position. What about Yoenis Cespedes? He's qualified, so that means if we signed him right now, we would lose a draft pick, and the Mets, what team he was recently on, is going to gain a draft pick, so it doesn't make much sense. All these guys are qualified. Don't really want to sign him, except I'm going to sign Dino Tejada. He's 18 years old. He's 67 overall, and he's B potential, and he only wants a minor league deal. That's just a great play for us, a great move for us. Is there any other moves? Antonio Cabello. He's more of a long shot, but we'll try to sign him anyway. Yasiel Puig's there. Let's see if there's any of those hidden gems. Mario Espinoza, he's a little old. Not really looking at any of these guys. Michael Reed, I see. He used to play for the Brewers. He's right here. He was a Brewer back in 2015, 2016. Didn't do great with this. He's 28, so I'm not going to sign him. I'm going to try to find those starting pitcher type gems. Chase Anderson played for the Brewers up until this year. Let's just see what there is. Jordan Zimmerman, he's from Wisconsin, so he definitely get an attribute boost. Let's see how much money he wants. 1 year deal, $2.5 million. I'm not gonna do it because he would just get right mad and playing in the minor leagues. So I'm not gonna do that one. Let's see if there's any young guys. Doesn't look like it. Not really. There's this guy right here. He's already 20 though. 28. 30. Just don't want those guys. This guy looks decent. Trying to look for someone that's over 60 overall. That's still young though. Matt Harvey. So he wants a major league deal. I was considering giving him a minor league deal because he's a veteran. He could mentor some people or some pitchers, but that's not gonna happen. It looks like. So I think that's it for this video. I'm gonna sim a little bit, see if any of those guys. Okay, so we have a max roster size, so we are not able to sign anyone. So what I'm gonna do is start releasing these guys. So I'm gonna go sort by age. Tuffy Go Switch, he's 37, 61 D. I know the Brewers have him on as a mentor, but he's just not there. I don't think I can reach Lindblom. Okay, I can. Justin Grimm, lease him. David Freitas, don't want him. Alright, so got rid of all those guys. Now I'm going to try to see if those offers are still there. So they're not there, so that's not good. So I'll make a 1-year deal, $10 million we said. And then we have him. And then we want to Edwin Encarnacion for a 1-year deal for $3 million. Let's see if we can sign any of those guys. And we can't. So we got Kirby Yates. And then did we get Edwin Encarnacion? It does not look like it. So I'll update you guys if we get Encarnacion. But we got Kirby Yates, so that improves our bullpen. Apparently he's in the starting rotation right now, so we'll put Jake Faria in there for now. We will make him our closer. And so yeah, that's our biggest free agency move. I guarantee you we will not make anyone or any moves bigger than that. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for episode 5.